Welcome everybody, Retro Python here. It's been a while. Missed you guys. So much to talk about in the world of retro gaming since we've been apart. Fortunately, we're still in the middle of rebranding my garage into an office/studio/man cave. So until that's complete, my modding videos will just have to wait. But today, we're going to talk about that dirty little word in the retro world, emulation. You've already seen some of my emulation projects with my TurboGrafx, Dreamcast, PlayStation, Raspberry Pi builds. If you haven't seen them, take the time to check them out. Some interesting stuff there. I'm currently building an emulation PC for a friend of mine, so I figured I'd take this opportunity to document the process, maybe make a series of videos, how to set up the front end, emulators, controllers, artwork. We're going to see how far we can take this system. We're going to start with arcade emulation so you can relive the days of your youth, getting dropped off at the local mall and playing all the classics. We're going to stretch the system out as far as we can, see how far we can take it. I don't know how much it can handle, but it's going to be fun trying. So in order to make it easy to play games and to deliver a nice polished product, we need what is called a front end. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there are only two front ends to choose from, Hyperspin or Launchbox. In 2008, when I built my first arcade machine, it was an X-Arcade extension cabinet, which I still have and use. I used Hyperspin. This is Hyperspin. It looks great, feels great, but is a real pain to set up. Everything has to be set up through Rocket Launcher. Rocket Launcher is not intuitive, it's not easy, and it's not pretty. And then there's Launchbox. This is Launchbox. This is where all your settings, configuring, and scraping happen. Think of this as to BigBox as to what Rocket Launcher is to Hyperspin. Setting up emulators in Launchbox is a breeze, almost automated. Universal controller configurations, and it even scrapes game manuals and allows you to launch them as a PDF so you can see your favorite game's control schemes. Genius. Once everything is set up in Launchbox, you're ready for BigBox. Now, even though you can choose to only use Launchbox as your front end, BigBox is really where the product shines. BigBox can look and feel however you want it to, fully customizable with a ton of themes available to download. Does this UI look familiar? This theme borrows greatly from Hyperspin. Now I'm going to walk you through everything from start to finish with Launchbox. So let's get started.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, enough of this palaver, whatever that means. So open up your favorite browser, go to launchbox-app.com. Launchbox.com is something totally different. Here's the website. If you want to purchase it, which I recommend you do, just for that big box license, that's a great front end, very much like Hyperspin. You have your choice of $30 per year or $75 forever. Listen, it's $75. These guys work hard on the software. It's great. You'll use it constantly. If you got the money, I recommend you buy it. You don't have to. Again, you could just use Launchbox as your front end. We'll get to that later. So in order to download it, you got to hit the download now button, pick your flavor. This is a Windows 11 machine, so Windows 11. Enter your email address. Now you'll be sent an email with a link to the file. So let's open up in my case, Gmail. Here's the email you will receive. Thank you for downloading. Click the link to download the Launchbox app. After a minute or two, it's going to download. All right, we're going to now install Launchbox. Just accept it. I'm going to install it on my L drive. It's an external drive. This way, if I bring this drive somewhere, I have everything all encompassed on this drive. All my emulators, one of my ROMs, but I can move it somewhere in the house and play a game anywhere, in the kids' room, anywhere. Okay, I'm going to go through the defaults. Now it's extracting the files. At one point after this is done, it's going to have to install a DirectX installation. So sit tight, it only takes a couple of seconds. All right. It's almost done. Okay, that's a DirectX. Let that install. Okay, Launchbox is now loading. The latest version is 13.3. So before we do anything, I'm going to load my license file. I can't tell you how valuable it is to purchase the software. The customer service is great. I've been talking to Brian all week. He's probably annoyed with me, but it's a great piece of software. Put your money into it. You're going to use it a lot. It's always evolving. I can't recommend it enough. I can't recommend BigBox enough, which you only get if you have the premium version. So spend a couple of bucks. You have some tax money. There's a couple of things you want to buy. You want to buy this, and you want to buy EmuMovies. I think the total is a little over 120 bucks for both. I don't have an argument for you not to buy it. I don't know your money situation. Everyone's different. If you have the cheddar, spend it. Let's change the free version up. We're going to load the license file. Okay, it's now licensed to me. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the import. We're going to hit the hamburger. We're going to go to Tools, Import, Mame Arcade Full Set. Okay, this will walk you through the process. I call this arcade. You can name it Mame, whatever you want. Tomato. Where is your ROMs? My ROMs are on my R drive under the folder Mame. This is the latest. This is a much older version. I believe the latest is 254, which is what this is, and it just came out last week. We're going to automatically install and configure Mame. It's going to grab it from the web, download it, install it, configure it. Pretty much out of the box, you're ready to go. I like to tweak my joystick controls just a little bit, but you may be fine. All right. So now that that's done, Launchbox has an online cloud-based leaderboard. So if you've got some friends, you want to compete against each other, become the next Billy Mitchell, Steve Wiebe. It's great. I enable it. I like it. I think it's fun. You get your name up there. So you want to sign up for this. This is free. So just sign up for it. What do you got to lose? Okay, we're logged in. We're going to enable the high scores through Mame. And you can view the high scores through your pause screen, which will set up as soon as everything's done scraping. It gives you something to play for. I'm going to quest to win the Tapper Championship. So that's my goal. It's good to have goals in life. Okay, this is what it's going to grab. Now we're going to configure EmuMovies. So let's talk about EmuMovies. So what is EmuMovies? EmuMovies is a community where there's everything from, you have Neo Geo CD cases here, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, themes, videos. It's great. It's great if you're going to do a lot of scraping, if you're going to do a lot of emulating. I recommend this. $60 for a lifetime membership. Again, I think between this and Launchbox, you're looking at about $120 forever. Launchbox is lifetime. This is lifetime. I've had my account since 2011. Definitely got $60 worth out of it. Totally. So we're going to log in with those credentials. Okay, just going to go searching. So with your lifetime membership or whatever, yearly membership, whatever you choose, you do have the options to download video snaps. I don't know what quality you have. I don't know what size hard drive you're putting this on. I'm taking the high quality one. It's probably 20 gigs. Team ones as well. I wouldn't take them all. Take what you can fit and play around with it. If you're using a 16:9 screen, most of these games are old, so they're 4:3. So you want to enable bezel. You have a choice of a system bezel or theme bezel, obviously. theme bezel is a lot cooler. So we're going to download the bezel, and then there's an order to it. So you want to use a theme bezel, but if the theme bezel isn't available, it's going to default to the system bezel, which is fine. I leave the default on all this. You could choose which games you want to skip. If you want to put mature games in, whatever you want. I'm going to leave all this the default. I'm going to have Launchbox create playlists like Capcom Classics, Namco Classics, shooters, light guns, trackballs, games like that. Genres is going to create. So now it's going to check Mame. It's going to get the set and see what games we have. Okay, these are all the games I found. I think it comes out to like 3,111 games for Mame 254. Checking all the metadata. Okay, it's going to import the games. It's not really importing the games. It's not copying from my network drive to my external drive because it's making some kind of path to it. But the games will not reside on my external drive. It's only a 4 terabyte drive. After everything is done installing, I'll show you how much everything actually is. The installation, the videos, the actual ROMs themselves. Can't tell you where to get the ROMs. You know, you guys figure it out. You've been around the block enough. Okay, it's creating all the playlists. Like I said, it's going to separate light gun games, trackball, stuff like that. Okay, so now it's downloading all the artwork for 3,111 games. It's going to do all the high def video as well. So this is going to take a little bit. So we're going to use the magic of time and move into the future.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, so it is now tomorrow, but today. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, all the videos are scraped. If you click on 88 games, which is a very good ripoff of track and field, we're going to edit the metadata. And if you go into the video fields, you see where the videos are stored. It's got a video snap and a theme video. So if you want to see what it looks like, hit play. There's the little video snap. You want to see what the theme video is. So this is when you hover over the game, it's going to trigger this thing. Not every game has a theme. Popular ones do. One last thing we want to scrape. So after all the importing and scraping is done, those are for individual games. We now have to scrape the platforms and all the categories it created. So you want to play a Konami game. Ironically, 88 games is a Konami game. So you have all the Konami games here. Capcom Classics, 1943, 42. Street Fighter, of course, is down in here somewhere. Right now, we're just going to concentrate on all the arcade games. We're going to go up to Tools. We're going to go to Download, Platform, Playlist, Category, Theme Videos. So we're going to download that. We're going to say, okay, what do we want to download? What video do we want to download? These are themes. You can preview it if you want. You don't like that one? Try a different one. Whichever tickles your pickle. So I'm going to pick all these for now. I'm going to pick the default, and that's fine. We can change that later. Say okay. Now it's going to go and download and scrape the platform theme videos. Okay, now that that's done, we want to do a few more things before we move on to BigBox. We're going to go up to Tools, Options. We're going to go to Gameplay. We want to enable game startup screens. I'm going to set this to 5 seconds. Set this to 5 seconds for the shutdown screen. We're going to enable the game pause screen. We're going to make the pause key P for pause for now. Now we're going to enable our joysticks. So we go to game controllers. We're going to enable it. We're going to say use all attached controllers. Right now I'm using an Xbox 360. Actually, it's an Xbox S controller. This is so if you have multiple joysticks connected, both joysticks can control the action. We're going to go to mappings and we're going to set our pause screen. Now, if your joystick isn't enabled before you go into this, it won't let you select anything. So what you have to do is hit OK when you enable the joysticks and then go back in, go back down, mappings, show pause screen you want to add. And now we have my select and R trigger as the pause screen. Hit OK to save it. And we're going to try some games through Launchbox now. All right, what should I try? So many choices. Well, I did mention I want to be the Tapper World Championship, so let's just search for Tapper. There it is. Right-click on it. We can view the high scores. You can see I've been playing it, and I hit third for the month. Try to compete against me. Got a long way to go for the top. See what the most popular game is on. I imagine Pacman, Donkey Kong. Yeah, all the classics, 1942, Galaga, Asteroids. Tapper is trending. I like to say I had a part of that. So it tells you what the default game is. So we're going to load that default game, which is Budweiser 127.84. Now, so the startup screen says it's loading. Hit tab when you Mame, allows you to look at the input assignments, and we'll look for this game, and it's just straightforward, up, down, left, right. One player start is the start button, and the coin is to select. Okay, so we're going to hit select a couple of times. Let's try the pause menu. We're going to hit select and R trigger, which is what we set it up as. You can view the manual from here. You can, again, check out the high scores again while you're in the middle of a game. You can reset the game, save it, load it, and exit it. Let's add some coins. Okay, let's play. See how well we can do. I'm not going to play through this fully. You know, some of these old games are tough to play with the Xbox controllers. I have a lot of trouble with the analog joystick with this game. Let me try the D-pad. That was a lot easier. Remember, you want to start at the bottom of this game because the bar is shorter. So when you feed them a drink, they throw further away. It's a double press to pump. Ah, the good old shake a beer. You know where it is? Let's see where it is. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I'm pretty sure it's the third one, but let's pick a bad one. Let's take this one. Oops. Yeah, it was that one. That gives you 3,000 points, but again, I'm not playing. So let's try to save it. So we're going to hit the pause menu and we're going to hit save. Okay, it's going to save it. It's going to state successfully saves. Well, let's just screw up and oops it. So we have 0 guys left. Now let's load the game. Successfully loaded and right at the top. We're going to exit the game. Game over. I will become the world champion in Tapper. Let's try Pacman. See the high scores. For the month, 185,000 by Blubsy 3U. See if we can get our name up there. Let's play the default midway normal version. There's your startup screen for Pacman. This is actually technically Pacman. You got your classic bezel with Pacman with legs and feet, which I don't get. Just like the other game, it's select to input coins and start to start. Iconic music. This is another game I have trouble with on the Xbox controller. Uh-oh. Oh. That was right there. That was crap. Oh, you got me. It's my fault. Well, we got a high score, 2610, 2680. Wonder if it'll save it. Now we're cooking. Look at Billy Mitchell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So close. Uh-oh. 2 more dots. Or pellets, whatever they're called. Oh, man, I walked right into that one. All right, so we got 5380. So I don't know if you don't register in the game's high score, because it's not asking me to put my name in. I don't know if it's registered under the high score. We'll have to check that. So there's your exit screen for Pacman. So let's try BigBox. You could open it from the icon or go right from Launchbox and click BigBox. And there it is. So this is the default theme for BigBox. Right now it just shows arcade. As you can see, the movie we downloaded earlier is in the background playing. As the games are recently played, as you can see, Pacman shows you if we want to play it, we can play it right from the recently played. There's the different versions. Let's see if the high score went. Oh, look at that, 5380. There it is. Got 5th already. Try to play around with that a little bit later. I'm going to back out of this. We're going to back out all the way and bring the menu up. Hit escape for that. Okay, we're going to manage our themes and our startups and our pause screen and everything. So let's look up a startup screen. Let's do the most popular. Pick whatever one you like. Big logo. That one's pretty cool. That's cool for older generation games. I like this one too. Actually, they're all great. Can't go wrong picking. Just pick whatever your choice is. I'm going to take big logo, I think. I like that one. It's easy. You're going to click install. And once it's installed, you have to then apply it as a startup theme. If you just install it, it's still going to be the default. So let's apply it as a startup theme. Do the same thing with the pause menu. That's cool. It's very simple and cool. And that's RetroPie, it looks like. I think I'm going to take pause shift. Again, pick whatever you want. Let's install it. Okay. Up. We forgot to apply it. Let's apply it so it sticks. All right, so even though we set up the controller mappings inside of Launchbox, we have to do the same in BigBox. So we're going to go to Options. We're going to scroll all the way down, or if you want to scroll backwards up, you could do that, but I'm going to scroll all the way down to Controller Mappings. We're going to go to, again, scroll all the way down, or reverse scroll up. We're going to go to Show Pause Screen, and we're going to pick the same hotkeys that we used before. Select and R trigger. And there we go. Now we're just going to go back. You can also change theme-specific items, like if you don't want to skip the game's details, you want videos to show, you don't want videos to show, you can pick all that inside the theme details. There's tons of customization inside of this BigBox. You gotta, even though we set everything in Launchbox, we have to set the startup screen, the shutdown screen, and the game pause screen. Make sure everything's enabled. Now let's pick a theme. I usually go with the unified ultra wide. Although I don't use an ultra wide monitor, it compensates if you do have an ultra wide monitor, which doesn't really make sense because you're really only showing 4:3. And you can go into each theme and check the views. Each theme has a bunch of different views you could change, whether it's text-based, whether it's icons, whether it's logos, whatever you want. Again, everything is customizable. So I'm going to install the unified one. Just wait till it downloads. This takes a couple of seconds. This is installing. All these themes are giant, so just give it some time. All right, now that was installed, don't forget we have to apply it. So let's apply it as our main theme. You can have different themes for different platforms too if you want. You could, again, go crazy, do whatever you want. It's your machine. And there we go. So we got our startup movie that we downloaded before during the import. And then leaves us off at Pacman because that's what we just played. Showed you a little video on the arcade machine. Pretty cool. Up and down scrolls the games. Right now we're in the P's. If you go left and right, it brings up the letters. So let's see. Let's try another game. This next game is one of my favorite games. I actually built a little mini arcade machine based on this theme. It's Wrestlefest. Okay, once you call a game up, you get the option menus. You can look at everything. You can view the manual, view related games. We're going to start with US Revision 2. Winners don't use drugs. Gonna add some credits. This game, I think, is 3 buttons. Of course, I'm gonna pick the greatest wrestler ever, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. There he is with his towel. This game's a lot of fun with multiple players. I could play this for days and days and days. This and rest of the WF Superstar are great as well. I wish they would remake this game. I know there's a retro version of it with has-been wrestlers, but... And I think there was an iOS version for Apple phones that they re-released or released where they added new wrestlers like Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio. That was fun. Wish they would put that out for a console. But anyway, now you know how to install Launchbox, how to install Mame. It's not hard. I'm going to do a series of videos showing you how to install other emulators, whether it's Dolphin for Wii, GameCube, Redream, or whatever flavor of emulator you want to use for Dreamcast, RetroArch for pretty much everything. We'll go through Scum, we'll go through DOSBox, which is really why I started this project. I've been getting into retro gaming heavily. I built a couple of DOS-based machines, a Windows 95-based machine. And sometimes I just want to go in and play the game and instead of waiting how old those machines are. So this is one of my main reasons for revisiting Launchbox. Again, it's a great piece of software. Pick it up. Between that and EmuMovies, you're $120 out of your pocket. To me, it's the best $120 I ever spent. I've been using this forever and ever and ever. It's on multiple machines. Customer service is great. If you're looking for a good emulation software, front end, this is the one. So I'm going to play this out, and remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Happy gaming.